everybody, what's up? Killjoy Jake here, and instead of having friends, I have horror movies. Today we got a new Scream 5 theory based off of this weird new post from the Scream accounts that is really making me think about some crazy Sidney Prescott themed theories. Oh boy, have I got something crazy to lay down, but first I'm gonna need y'all to like this video and subscribe for more horror content. And a whole bunch of Scream coverage up until January 14th, baby. Please consider supporting me on Patreon as well if you like seeing these videos. I can keep doing them in the future if I get enough support there. That would be pretty dope. The link for that will be in the description below. Alrighty, now let's get into it.
What's your favorite scary movie?
We'll tear your soul apart. Not the beast!
You know, it's Halloween. I guess everyone's entitled to one good scare, huh?
Now real quickly before I get into this video, I gotta address a massive elephant in the room. I'm actually having people complain about this at this point. I've had so many people go into my comment section claiming to know all these spoilers about the movie. I have two things to say to y'all. First of all, screw off. Like, we don't need none of that. We don't need people claiming to know spoilers that they saw on Reddit somewhere. Second, there's spoilers that went to Reddit. I haven't seen what it is. I have absolutely no idea. I will not try to spoil a movie for myself like that, especially not a new Scream film. But I'll tell you what, it's probably BS. Who knows what that person's source is? They're probably just trying to get attention. Please just don't put that here. I don't want to turn off the comments. Half the reason I do this is because I love talking to people online about horror movies. I don't really get to do that in my real life. So if we can please keep the comment section free of people pretending to know stuff about the actual movie, that would be fantastic. We recently got a post from the Scream account, posted on both Instagram and Twitter. This picture of Sidney Prescott from the trailer. It's that scene from the trailer where we see Sidney enter Stu's house, and then Ghostface says to her, "Hello, Sidney. It's an honor." I can't do that voice. I really try to do it, I just can't. But it's captioned, "Get ready for a bloody reunion. Scream movie comes to theaters January 14th, 2022. Which made me question, what kind of reunion is this? Are they just talking about like simply Sidney Prescott going and seeing Ghostface, or is there more to that? Now the first thing I'm sure a lot of people are going to say is, well, it's Stu's house, so is that Stu behind the Ghostface mask? I highly doubt that. I recently debunked the whole Stu theory in one of my latest Scream updates. You can check that out up here if you're curious. I don't think it's going to be like Stu or Billy comes back from the dead for whatever reason, because I feel like that's just kind of a stretch. But what I do think is that the killer in this movie is somehow related to one of the past killers, specifically one of the ones from the original film. Now, I've already speculated in the past that maybe the character of Vince, played by Kyle Gallner, he looks a lot like a young Skeet Ulrich, so maybe he could be like Sidney and Billy's love child. I kind of talked about that in my last video. I still don't know if that's the route they're gonna go with it, but what I do think for sure is that this theme of family is going to be very relevant in this movie. We learned from the trailer and that clip that recently came out that like Sidney Prescott is wearing a wedding ring, so she's obviously married. She also has a young baby. I don't know if it's a newborn baby, but a young baby that she's pushing around in the stroller by the dock in Wilmington that I was actually at my Scream filming locations. I am just self-promoting so bad right now, but if you haven't seen my Scream 5 locations video, make sure to check that out up here. Easily the best Scream 5 video I have ever done. So could the killer, whoever it is, could it be a love child of both Stu and somebody else? I have theorized in the past that one of the killers could be Wes Hicks, who we still don't know who the father of this character is. It was recently confirmed to us that this is going to be Judy Hicks' son. We didn't really know his relationship to Judy Hicks for a while, but that was confirmed in like an interview we had with Marley Shelton a little while back. So there's the theory of like, could Stu be the father? And I think that could be something that happens in this new movie. We could get a flashback scene where we see that Judy Hicks was at that party. And her involvement in this new film is kind of suspicious. I mean, I don't know why else they would bring her back unless she was going to either get killed or be a part of the twist. And I'm kind of on the fence with one or the other. I think for sure there's a lot of evidence that says she could get killed. I talked about one of my past videos. There's that scene where we see the Ghostface hand going up with the knife and we see that American flag in the background. We also got a picture of Judy Hicks in her house and we see in the background there's that same American flag. So like, she could very well be getting murdered in this scene where she's going to investigate a strange noise. But holy shit, how fucked up would it be if it was Wes Hicks who was the killer and then killed his own mom? That would be so messed up, man. But there's also something else I thought about recently. Something about like the whole idea of being related to the killer. What does that actually mean? Like, not by blood, but maybe they're related to the killer just because like maybe they had someone in the past who was a friend of the Mocker family. And maybe whoever the killer in this new film is respects the Mocker family, respects Stu Mocker, and is like, why did this person get screwed over in that first film? Billy was the real mastermind behind the original film, not Stu. So although I disagree with this, there could be a character in Scream who is a defender of Stu Mocker, of the past events from the original film, and feels bad for Stu and says, hey, you know what? Stu shouldn't have died. It's kind of fucked up that you killed him. And whoever this character is hates Sidney Prescott for doing that. Once again, I want to point out I disagree with that ideology. I think Stu is just as in the wrong as Billy is because he went along with Billy's crazy plan, which we find out in Scream 3 was actually Roman's crazy plan. But I'm sure there are a lot of people that feel that way about Stu, and I'm sure you could write a character based off of that ideology. And that's another thing I really haven't touched on in my theories. Something I realized about like a lot of my theories recently is I haven't really given a motivation to the killers. And what this would do is give one of the killers motivation. Make a character who is like super close to the Mocker family, who really just thinks that Stu was just in the wrong place at the wrong time and got murdered for no reason. And then you can have that person go crazy and try to kill Sidney Prescott. And if you want to talk about respecting Wes Craven's legacy, something they have been preaching since this film started marketing, man, this would be the way to do it. I don't know if that's the route that they're gonna be going, but this whole idea of like this reunion, of the family idea, that all fits in with this theory. And what I think would be really cool about ending your film like this is instead of how in the past where the meta humor, it was meta humor specifically, it was like commentary on the genre, you'd have like these meta jokes that would make fun of slasher films, but with this, the twist is now meta. What you're doing is you're taking that ideology, that back and forth conversation we can have all day about is Stu Mocker in the wrong for following Billy, you're taking that and you're making it the twist of this new movie. You're taking what Wes Craven did back in 1996 and you're taking the reactions to that, making it the twist of your new film. Personally, I think that would be so cool. What a way to respect Wes Craven and his work, man. And I was also gonna go on a tangent in this video about how like, oh, I think this whole scene where Sidney Prescott going to Stu's house is like, oh, it could be a cliffhanger ending with a third killer. I've been talking about that in like every other video, so I kind of wanted to talk about something different today. I still think that's gonna happen though. But what do you guys think about having like a meta twist to the end of Scream 5? Something that would be based off of fans' reactions of the original film. Leave me a comment about it down below. Thank you all so much for watching this new video on Scream 5. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more horror content. And also Scream updates all the way up until January 14th, baby. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Just look up Killjoy Jake and I'll come up. Please consider supporting me on Patreon as well if you like seeing these videos. The link for that will be in the description below. And as always, don't forget to kill it out there, y'all.